I don't know how to start this off. As a 20-year-old woman who just woke up from an oxycodone high, but my name is Yvonne, and I'm a 20-year-old woman who woke up after an oxycodone high. Yesterday, after I had surgery, my friend Kelly picked me up and drove me back home. She helped me out of the car and into the house since I was still really woozy from the painkillers and could barely stand on my own, let alone walk. She took me inside and sat me down on the living room couch. "You sure you don't want to hang out until your parents get back?" she asked, looking slightly concerned. "No, don't worry, I'll be fine," I replied, slurring my words together as I was only barely able to speak. My parents took my little sister to a friend's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese's, and they said they'd be back in about an hour or two after I came back from surgery, and I thought that I'd be okay until then. "Okay, see you later then," Kelly replied as she walked out of the living room. I sat there and got out my phone, only to discover I had forgotten to charge it and was only at 10%. I groaned and reached for the PS4 controller on the side table and managed to grab it before falling over on my side. Unable to get back up, I pressed the PlayStation logo button on the controller and logged into my account. I planned on playing some Monster Hunter, but it turned out my little sister left her Paw Patrol Blu-ray DVD inside. I mentally said, fuck it, and just decided to watch some Paw Patrol since I couldn't get up and didn't have any games downloaded on my PS4 at the time. I got to the main menu and pressed play. I laid there in a stupor with my gaze fixed to the screen. I never watched anything related to Paw Patrol before, despite how much my sister loves it. From what I saw, the show was kind of like Power Rangers with puppies that help people with their transforming vehicles, mechanical things, and there were also some generic kids that followed the puppies around for some reason. Most of the episodes seemed normal, like the one where the pink puppy ranger, I think her name was Sky or Skyla, and the green puppy who came to camp and helped the blue puppy's chicken friend. And then there was also an episode with a blue puppy making friends with a baby owl. It was pretty fun for a kid's cartoon, but the last episode I watched last night was really weird. Forgive me if I miss any details. Like I said, I was still high from the oxycodone they gave me from the DNC. Anyway, after the theme song, the episode started out with the human kid, who I thought was called Ryder, playing a console that bore an odd resemblance to a Sega Genesis. The camera panned to the TV, and turns out the game he was playing was Shaq Fu. Ryder sat there playing the game, and the camera stayed on the TV screen for a solid 5 minutes, as they played a few matches of the story mode. Then, the green puppy came in yelling, "Ryder, there's a huge emergency in your mom's room! You have to come quick!" Ryder then shot straight up from the couch. "What is it, boy?" he screamed back, worried about his mom. "Follow me!" The green puppy ranger shouted and began riding towards Ryder's mother's room. They ran up the stairs, and for some reason, they ran it up for about 4 minutes straight, even though the house wasn't really that big. Once the two of them reached the Ryder's mom's room, they saw the door was open and Ryder immediately pushed it open. Ryder let out a shrill scream when he saw the carnival of utter depravity scene laid out before him. For 4 minutes, the camera slowly spinned around the room once. There was a weird goop all over the scene, some of it in large puddles on the ground, and some of it all over the walls. Ryder's mom was laying down in the bed wearing a Celtics jersey. She was covered in the same mysterious, realistic goop, and she had lit 4 cigarettes in each of her hands, and she took a long, agonizing puff from all the cigarettes. She puffed the smoke in for about 3 minutes and then blew it out in a large cloud. Normally, the Paw Patrol episodes are about 2 11-minute stories, but this seemed to be more of a full 22-minute episode, since it was 12 minutes in with no end in sight. Ryder let out a harsh scream for exactly 2 minutes, at the sight of his mom smoking while covering in weird sludge. "It's terrible! Your mom is smoking!" the green puppy screeched. "Doesn't she know that cigarettes are bad for your health and the environment?" he cried as Ryder fell to his knees, unable to process the horrible sight before him. The episode then cut to the green puppy and Ryder driving to the beach for 4 minutes of screen time. When they got back to the beach, the sun was setting and one lone man was looking out in the ocean with a basketball in his hand. The green puppy and Ryder then got out of the car, and Ryder started walking towards the mysterious man, while the green puppy stayed behind and watched him. Ryder strode towards the mysterious man while crying for another minute. "Is it true?" he yelled out through his tears when he got behind the mysterious man. The mysterious man turned around and said, "Yeah, I guess it is, kid," he said. "Sorry about what happened. I didn't mean it," he said, before letting out another small little chuckle for some reason. Ryder's knees went weak and his palms were sweaty when he fell crying to his knees. "You're a horrible person," Ryder said, trying to punch the man. Shaq, the person themselves, immediately moved around and didn't really respond. If anything, he just sat there and just watched as Ryder just continued to cry. The episode itself then cut out and then ended like that. The credits played as the camera focused in on Ryder crying and the mysterious man trying to comfort him. I didn't really know what else to think about it. As the credits finished rolling, I wound up falling asleep. I had been asleep for 20 whole hours when I woke up. I looked around the house and saw no sign of my mom, dad, or sister having come home after the party. I frantically tried to call my mother and dad on their phones and left them dozens of text and voice messages over the course of an hour, but there was no response. Then I called Mrs. Flynn, and it took a few tries until I finally reached her. At first, I scared her by my shouting, and then I asked her where my parents and sister were. "They never came, so I don't know why you were asking me," she said. "To this very day, I don't even know where the hell they're at. I've tried calling the police about the whole thing, but I really wasn't getting a whole lot from her. If anything, I just thought that it was more or less the oxycodone pretty much talking at this point. Or I don't know. Maybe I was hallucinating. I still don't know." As for the episode itself, I tried looking into it, I checked the DVD, and it was not there. So, like I said, it was most likely just a simple oxycodone high. Nothing else more, and nothing else less. Although thinking about it now, that episode was actually kind of funny. And that, my little shadows, was, okay, what the hell was this title thing again? Oh, yeah, that's right. I watched a weird episode of Paw Patrol, and last night, now I wish I hadn't. That's a long freaking title, and probably one of the only times you are ever going to see me have a long-ass title in my, thing. Oh my gosh, I don't want to rant, because you all know how I feel about long titles that are completely unnecessary, but at the same time, though, what were my final thoughts on the story? Weird, to be honest. Weird in more ways than I can imagine. Now, is it bad? Is it a bad kind of weird? Not really, no. But it's certainly not a good kind of weird either. It's one of those things that just make literally no remote sense. And it's left, us sitting there and scratching your head. Although, for the most part, though, I can really give the story some credit. For one, it is understandable what had actually had happened. For one, the oxycodone high. I mean, you're probably bound to see a lot of weird stuff if you're actually sitting there and taking drugs like that. I mean, yeah, drugs can do a lot of weird things for you and make you see things that you would never have expected to actually see in your life. But even then, though, what else about this story was good? If I really want to put it good. Well, not really a whole lot. I mean, the storytelling and everything was interesting, to say the least. But other than that, though, there was really nothing else more to it. It was just meh. Like, really, 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 really meh. I mean, yeah, it was just a bland story for the most part. And also, the grammar really could have used a lot more of an improvement. Because there were periods of time that I had a really huge problem sitting there and actually trying to read this thing. I mean, I would have just, taken it and put it into WordPad or just edited it, but I did my best to try and fix as much of this as I possibly could. Also, there were parts in the story that I left out because they were really, 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 really freaking ridiculous in more ways than one. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, this entire story just involves Ryder finding his mom, a bunch of goop all over the fucking place, cigarettes, this, that. It's not even scary, it's just stupid. I mean, in a funny kind of way, but still, like, really? I mean, but then again, we have to take in consideration this is an oxycodone high, people. So I guess that's really all I have to say about this story. I mean, but like I always say, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with it, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas. My final rating, I'm gonna be generous and give this one a 5 out of 10. I give it a 5 out of 10 like I did the last one. An okay concept, a little bit interesting, but overall just very, very bland. Not terrible, not insulting, but not good either. What did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys not? Also, what would you have done to help make the story a whole lot better? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'm the Shadow Reader. Thanks again for watching today's episode. And like always, roll the outro because I think I'm pretty much done for the day.
In fear and surprise as your eyes widen, your mouth goes dry with each battered breath. You try to scream, your mind begs to leave, glued to your computer screen. The killers they slash, the tapes burn and crash. The cartridge you bought will be your final haunt. The rituals of hate will seal your fate. The tears you shed will be from the fear-gripping horror-driven nightmarish gore-filled, terrorizing, hateful, burning, violent, rage-inducing, knife-slashing, blood-splattering, silent screams. Only time will tell if you will escape this online hell. Your horror-filled obsessions will come with its own regressions. Your pathetic screams will not be heeded in any way, because your nightmares will come at